guys. All right, it's just about dark here in Alberta now. It's crazy. Pretty sunset though. I am Lori LaRose. I live here in Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. We have the most beautiful golf course that I just came from. Play was pretty slow though today, which is sort of sad, but anyways, it was good. I ended up having to be paired up or tripled up or whatever you say, matched up with three nice guys actually, and yeah, I had a really nice game. So thank you for your patience. Here I am. Here I am. Not stuck in the middle. Anyways, so I took a kit. So I just came back from Quebec and I took a kit to on the plane, and I thought, oh, I'll maybe craft. Well, I ended up meeting a famous man, Donnie. I don't know how you say your name, Donnie. Sorry, Donnie Parento. And if you Google him, don't giggle him, Google him. He's a fiddler, and he was flying out actually from PA to do a performance in Ottawa that night, and then was flying back a couple days later or something like that the next night. Anyways, regardless. So between him and my other guy, and I was in the middle, so it was not really practical. So I did get a chance to make a couple. Hi, Keisha. I did get a chance to make a couple cards from a kit, and I have to tell you, the little hook on these kits is that I couldn't make them. I even took stamps, and I knew I could find addresses, but I need to break them up. So I'm going to do a couple alternatives from the June paper pumpkin kit and see what you guys think of it. I was taking a peek on the deck today. It was a beautiful day, and so I was taking a little peek on the deck. I will give a little shout out to Eclair Lips. Put on a little lip color to make me all pretty, even though I'm popping you down. But I'm moisturized. Okay, so full truth, why I'm like this. It is, the Pine Hills is beautiful, but it's hills. And so finish 17, run up the 18th hole instead of finishing it. I just ran up the hill, and then it was so busy today I had to park down the hill, so I was like running to get here half on time. So now my cheeks are like, woo, I'm all sweaty. Okay, I'm gonna pop you down. We're gonna do paper pumpkin alternatives, and hopefully you're like me and you're like, oh, what happened there? Something happened. We're live featured. Oi! Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, here we go. I don't know if that's a feature, going upside down like that. What a messy desk. So sad. All right. I have some homework to do to clean up my desk, but girls that do my virtual tour right now, I have a really cool card for tomorrow night, and it's partly done, so I hope to finish that. There's no hope. I will be finishing that and getting it out to you before I go to bed tonight with the dimensions. This is a lovely, one of the places we stayed actually must have been this house, but it wasn't. That's sort of weird. It was not this house. Honestly, when I took this thing, I thought it was this house. It must be this house that we stayed in. No, now I really am. I'm going to have to take a look. Anyways, weird. It is that. That's weird. That is not the house. Okay. I'll worry about that later. Okay, here we go. So, I highly recommend the dies. You know what? I should double check. The circle comes from the new one. The hello comes from the new one. This guy comes from the May, June, July one. July, August, September. I think. The one prior, which is what the June one comes from. See? There it is, right there. Da, 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 da. And my suspicion is that they're still available. The dies are like about $16, $16.95, I think. And the new one is for the next 3 months, and it's these two pieces plus a strawberry, and it turns into an acorn. It's a really, really cool one. And we were in Saguenay, and I was laughing because I always tell my girls I do parkour when I'm walking around when I'm walking around out here. And they're always laughing at me like, no, Mom, that's not what parkour is. Like, I pretend like I walk over logs and I have to climb over stumps and stuff. They're like, that's not parkour. And I'm like, it is to me. And so is it to these guys. So, haha. Okay, this has a really nice stamp set. I don't know what the sneaky peek is for the coming up one, because now the latest one just has shipped and has arrived in all of our doorsteps. And it was a really cool one with a free stamp set, actually. And now we're on to something new. Okay. When you get this, there's a whole bunch of pieces. The other thing that actually hurts my heart, and this is it right here, a lot of times the envelopes are really, really cool. So I'm going to make about 3 cards, I think. We'll see. I really actually don't know. But look at these, 2-sided, And even though we use cardstock, that is 2 colors on both sides, somehow or another it feels really bad to have the back side of this be, that beautifulness. So I'm going to make a really quick fancy fold with this guy and move on from there. I may or may not finish all of these ideas, but this one is this. I saw this one way and I thought, oh, that'd be a really good way. And then I saw somebody really do it. So it's not totally original. Okay, shy of a bone folder. I'm going to burnish this way. And I need to swipe left to reveal comments. Swipe left. Just Keisha said hi so far, I think. Then I'm going to fold this guy back and meet up with that. And I'm not even going to score it. But if you wanted to score it, you could score it at 2 1/8. But if you just meet it up, we're just going to do it at halfway. So the card is 4 1/4. And so 2 1/8. And then I'm just burnishing that nice. And look at that fancy fold, hey? So now I can put something on here and it'll be so pretty. So this is not what I'm going to use, but just because it happens to be right here, right? So then you just add the couple things and boom, you have a whole extra fabulous card. So I still am using the whole thing, but in such a better way. And then on this piece, of course, you could put in your little, and I would probably put in a little bit larger piece than that. So anything that gets covered up, you can put that whole cover there. If I'm doing a circle here, I could do an equal size circle in the back there. Or I believe you could actually still put in, sorry, I'm just trying to find a little piece of paper. I think you could actually put in a whole, well, not quite this big, but almost. You could almost put in a whole piece like that even. And then if this actually sort of suited it, you could still have something like that in there. If we had that like that, put it up, we could work with this with more flowers sort of. And in fact, we could cover it up and then when it opened up, oh, wouldn't that be pretty? So then when it opened, it'd be like, whoa, but I would do it the same color. But that'd be kind of cool, hey? Layer on layer, and then the words could be right here. And since I happen to have this hello, what a neat idea, hey? All right, so that's that idea for this particular guy. Okay, that's 1 down, 10 to go. No, just teasing. The other thing actually, this one's actually quite pretty. Same thing, if you put something like this down here, utilizing the words down here, then just when people wrote in it, you'd want to just put it off to the side. But again, you could still have this sort of a thing, right? And that would look really, really nice as well. And yeah, anyways, okay. All right. So that's the fancy fold, turning it inside out. I love that. All right. The other idea that I had, and I think I saw this, I think it probably came from something like this, but I'm not positive. So I'm going to pretend it's my idea. No, just teasing. Okay. I just got to get a piece of paper and I'm going to cut it to be, I think I'm going to do 3 3/4 by 5. And this is, so I'll show you this beautiful card the way that it's supposed to be. So do I think there's refills of this? That would be a really good question. I'll see if I can fire up my computer and find out. There may be refills of this, so then you wouldn't have the stamp set, but if there's refills, you'd still be in a nice stead, if that makes sense. And I think the refills would be totally worthwhile with all these little pieces and components that you can work with. So I'll see if that comes up. But look at how all these pieces. So the paper pumpkins are pretty cool. They have full color directions. And although we all kind of, because the paper's not quite what we're used to, when you're stamping, you just want to push a little bit firmer on stuff and whatnot.
Hi, everybody.
My husband's just saying hello to you all. It was too hot today for me to golf with him because he was golfing in the middle of the afternoon. So he golfed and then I went out after supper. And as it turns out, neither of us had supper. I don't know if he had a good game, but I did.
Good for you. Not great, but not horrible.
There we go. We were just lucky to be out there. That's what I think all the time. Okay, so this is full directions. So the little dots are like dots. I end up using our glue all the time on that kind of stuff. Oh, when you stamp, you just want to be a little cognizant that it's not our beautiful paper that you're stamping on, and so it's not quite the same image as if you use our stamp all our stuff all the time. You'd be a little bit sad. So this is another great card. I would not do this one the same way. That would be, I mean, you could, but it wouldn't work. So I'm going to cut this in half, basically, and go from there. And I will use these pieces in a whole nother way. So we'll see how timing goes, because I think you're already like 4,000 things running through your head of what could happen here, including, I did see somebody cut out each of these, fussy cut. Keisha could do that because she loves to fussy cut. So they cut it out and then they laid them together down just totally different. And it was fabulous. It was really, really, really pretty. And then you could fill in a little tiny bit with the extra pieces that you get as well. Okay, but what I'm going to do here, so that's that one. This guy here, I got to take that out. I'll put that in the little guy. So the idea of this one, and there's a few different dies through the years. So I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have to start adding because I figured out I was incorrect. So I'm going to be very careful here because I actually want to use this negative. And actually our friend Ann Addie also has said one time she's finishing up a whole bunch of kits, and she used, there was coral. Fire coral or whatever in one of the sets, and she sponged that on for a beautiful finish to the envelopes by keeping this all intact. So okay, so this will work out good. Okay, so we have had dies in the past that are like this, and so you would be able to transfer this idea onto that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put this down here. Going to see if I have some washi tape right handy here, because you know my rules. Use them or lose it, because washi tape's not working so good. I don't know if I finished telling you about this. Wait, no. The eclair comes in all sorts of flavors, and I am recommending it. They ship out nicely. They are, they are, I'm looking for washi tape, I think they're Canadian. They're from New Brunswick. And Connie has also used them. So they're legit, because when you're buying online, right? Yeah, so I kind of like it. So if you are needing new lip glosses, it's not tacky. The light color, the colored ones, the tinted ones are light feeling. Is that what I'm trying to say? Yes. And so there it is. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy. He is not going to really fit on here, but that's okay. I think it's going to be beautiful. So I'm going to put it like that. So then I'm going to put this like this. Okay. Oop, come out wherever you are. Put that like that. And then I'm going to tape that down as well. And I'm going to do a little bit of sponging or blending brushes. So I'm going to, washi tape is a little tricky because I don't trust that it's going to lift up. But so I am going to, because these colors, I didn't know for sure. So we do have peacock, and what is this green? I need to know, only, but like it's mellow moss. Oh, it might be mossy meadow. Maybe it is mossy meadow. Yesterday's card could benefit from some mossy meadow, I'm thinking. And then, of course, the brown for sure. So, and in this case, we've got some, I don't know, peach pie, and really interesting peach pie, and I don't know what that pink is. I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Holy goodness sakes, you guys. That was a sneeze and a half, eh? If you're wondering what stamps are on here, these are the stamps. Sorry, I just have to blow my nose now. Wow, that was a big sneeze. Sorry. Okay. So, I lost my So those are those nice ideas. And I have seen quite a few where they are definitely using this. The words are really, really nice too from this stamp set. I like it. Which also doesn't help because, oh my gosh, sky is gorgeous. Betty, if you're watching, look outside. It's beautiful out. Okay, colors to go with these guys. So I have a lovely thing. It's called Create Ink, I think. My Create Ink, SU Collab. Excuse me. Color Lab. And I can throw in what I've got, Mossy Meadow, and well, that's weird. Oh, there we go. And Peacock. Come on, Peacock. Okay, I'll put this one. And I can do a search, and then it'll come up with a whole bunch of different colors that I can use. So Shy Shamrock I could use. Trying to go with current colors. Wow, they are not going with very many current colors, can I just tell you. Wow. Melon Mambo is too much for me. Oh, boo to this. Yeah, I'll take that out and try again. Petal Pink, Bubble Bath and Peach Pie, Berry Burst Bubble Bath, Peach Pie, Bubble Bath, Peach Pie is somewhere out here, and a lemon lolly I'll grab as well. We'll like that. And then peach pie, I said. Oh, I was going to maybe do berry burst, but maybe not. Okay, so now, sorry for that delay. I'm just going to sort of do areas. So it's a little bit by dab and by gosh kind of thing. And I will hope that I have. So on Friday nights, we have cocktails and cards. Oh, here's peach pie, yay. And when I lose things, you guys can play a drinking game, have a little cocktail. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little tiny bit of the yellow, and I'm going to actually look at this guy so I have half an idea. So I have one flower. Okay, so I'm going to do this flower down here. So I'm just going to do, come off of here. So it's just going to be suggestion of color. And we'll see how this goes. And I'm going to do a little bit more of this peach pie up here. And yes, I use the same two things there. And then they have two different roses colors, but I might end up using the same. I'm going to use some pink because I love my pink. And then if I could bring in, I think I have pretty in pink over here. And I don't want to hit there, obviously. Just trying to get onto the spot is what I'm trying for. It's pretty. I'm going to bring this all the way into the middle here. And I do want some richness of color. I don't really love being right smack in the middle like that, but there's not a lot of edges here that I can be working on, so I'm hoping for the best. Let's just go with that. And then, as I'm doing this, I'm searching madly in my brain for, it is pretty in pink. And there's a purple underneath here. What color purple is it? Petunia Pop. Oh, that would be nice. Okay, so Petunia Pop instead of, what did I use last night? Fresh Freesia. Look at how dark that is. Oy, 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 oy. So I'm going to go around the edges there and then through the middle here. All right, and then I've got little blue flowers here. That is still very strong. So I am going to pull in, I actually think the blue flowers will get covered up by their own blue flowers. So that's okay. I will pull in just a little tiny bit of the blue if I need to. I got a little yellow in the middle there, that'll be good too. And then I don't know, but I feel like there's a little tiny bit of leaves going on here. So I might need a little bit of leafy action, but this might be good. And I think there's a little bit of leaves up here too. There's definitely a leaf right there. And yes, I'm using Pool Party right now, which is odd. Oh. This is our paper, so this shouldn't be. I was going to say this is not our paper, member, but it is. I'd be lying. I clearly need to recolor this. Okay, re-ink this guy. All right, that looks pretty good. And then we'll cross our fingers that this will be half decent. So I'm going to kind of pre-test it. And of course, I'm just going to lay this over top. And it's going to be so pretty, right? Okay, so I need a little bit more green in here. And I am going to pull in the Lost Lagoon if I can find it. It's right here, so that's perfect. I'm going to pull some of that in because there's definitely more than I thought there. This flower is really pretty, hey? And this guy I want to do a little something with, but okay, so I'm going to pull in a little. I'm using a greenish one with Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to come in here. I'm going to fill in there. I was just wasting my time with that dang other one. Pool Party was just not inky enough, eh? Okay, let's see how that goes. And then somewhere in here, I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. And what color do I want it to be is my question. Oh, I have it yellow. Okay, so I'm going to keep it yellow. I'm just going to make it a little bit darker yellow. And there'll be a bit of peach pie in here already from the last time I was doing it. That's okay. I just got to be careful now when I hit the petunia pop. It can tend to go purple, so you got to be careful. All right, let's see how I made out with that now. All right, that's kind of pretty. Nice, 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 nice. I think that's pretty good. I might hit a dab right there. Not very much. I'm not too concerned. But I think this might be pretty. All right. Nice. Okay. So now, cross your fingers on me taking off my washi tape. I tried not to press it on too tough. And I was hoping it would be covered. Come on. Ooh, this might be a little bit of a problem. Oh my goodness, sorry. I have a little something in my throat. Sorry, just a second. I gotta go and get a little drink. Just 1 minute. Hold on. I'm drinking out of a bowl because I couldn't find a glass. Yikes. It's a pretty bowl though. All right. Oof, that was a little funny little tickle. This is so pretty. Okay, let's see how this looks when I get this in here. I'm hoping. Okay, good. Phew. All right. Why is this like this? What went on there, hey? Just a little bit weird right there. Everything else is lining up good. Okay, so I'm going to call it that'll be good. I'm not sure why that went really quite fat there. I'm not sure what was going on there. Where did my thing go? I'm just curious now, aren't you? Oh. No, that's not right. Hang on a second here. Yeah, I don't know why that did that. Weird. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this down, and it's going to be really pretty. So this is, I'm able to make 2 cards from, like this piece is supposed to go over top of, I'll have to show you guys that in case you're a little confused. Stampin' Up. Cyan, of course, because why would it be easy and maybe already? Happy. I am just gluing off screen here, just FYI. I'm also checking to see if the refill's even available. It's the idea that you want to work with things, not necessarily, I'm not trying to sell you per se this, but if it sparks your interest and you're like, oh, I wish I could get that, we'll find out if you can. And I don't think any of my girls that hang out with me have told us yet, right? Menu, shop products. Paper pumpkin, kits. Oh, wait a second. Kits, card kits. And then you gotta go to the paper pumpkin refills. Let's see if I do refills, what happens. I might not be able to look at that. Okay, I finished gluing, so let's get on. Let's get down to business. Okay, you're gonna kind of have to know where you're gonna land this, or else you're gonna get glue all over the place. But little tiny bit of adjustments, not very much. I don't want to do too much adjusting. And that's that. I have to say, our online store is not completely, fabulous. Okay, it is full of charm. $15.51, you guys. Totally available. Woohoo! So you can purchase this. That was worth my time. Okay, so if you're keen on it. So I know that I overextended here, but that's okay because of course I'm going to put it onto another piece of paper. But isn't that pretty? So I will show you one more time just in case you're like, what? Okay, this is the actual one. And you get this little piece that I just glued, and I should have done it sooner. Hang on, there should be another one here. I'm getting blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. I am going to sneeze again, you guys. Here it is right here. So instead of getting one card, I'm going to have two cards. Why? Because, right? So this is supposed to go very pretty over top of this. Very, very nice, right? Probably this way. No, totally this way. What are you doing, Lori? All right, so that's the way that goes. Very, very pretty, and that's your beautiful card, and you're done and done, right? But if you can use this, because I think it's really pretty just like that, you can utilize this way and then pull this out, and it's really pretty too, okay? So now I've got this, and I can back it on to a piece of something pretty. This ended up kind of looking, as much as I was using Lagoon, I was using it with a greeny color, but it kind of looks like Shy Shamrock. And so then I could put that on here as well. So what is going on here? There. So it is just still a little tiny bit larger. So I would have to pay attention a little tiny bit. I can put that on crooky-eyed, or I can just hope for the best at some point as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind it crooky-eyed, actually. Timid Tiger is in here. Well, that was Timid Tiger. I thought it was Calypso. Mine is not anymore now, but okay. So I'm going to get a little piece of espresso and cut it. A little wee. So 5 1/4, a little shy 5 1/4 by a shy 4. For a wee little mat that I think is going to make it look really pretty. Brings it home kind of thing. I'll put this on here. And if I'm uncomfortable with this, I could trim that off. But basically, I'd probably try to put it into the envelope like that and hope. Sorry, I don't know how long that's been gone. Rats, you guys. Sorry about that. hopefully it come back. I was doing espresso. I don't know how long it's been off. Full of Charm Paper Pumpkin Refill is available. It's on sale until the end of August because it has in colors in it. And the in color stuff is on sale. So the Timid Tiger and Petal Pink are in. No, Petal Pink isn't. Huh. So just because Timid Tiger is in here, we get to have this whole refill on sale. I'm going to be getting me one. If you want, I can pop it onto mine. If you're local to me, I can quick easy put it onto my order and get it. Anyways, I backed it onto a little piece of espresso because espresso's in here as well. And I will probably just put this into the envelope and hope for the best. I kind of like this. This would also probably look pretty on the darker, this guy as well. Let's see if we like this one or this one. So same. I do kind of like it on the light one in this case. And then a little bit of words. And so I'm thinking to fill in some space here. So I have that hello. Oh, I had that hello. Oh, rats. What do I do with a hello? Hello. Hello. My dog would bark if he could hear me. So that would look kind of okay up there. It'd have to get changed color. You could certainly go down here as well, also change color. I have the Lovely from a different set here. Just different colors. I'm just looking to see if it was solid or that's too loopy. I'm feeling this is a little bit, but you know what? We'll fix that. Obviously, always is gems, right? Gems always fix everything. So pull in a couple gems. So I don't know if I saw, recently I saw somebody doing this with a couple of our old dies and thought, oh, I bet I could do that with this. I feel like somebody's probably done it with this set as well. I'm just not positive. And I definitely need some words. And they're probably going to go down here. And so maybe I could put another gem up here. Don't lose your stickiness. Don't rock the jukebox. Okay, and then some words. And like I said, there's all sorts of great words in here. If I bring this guy back in, we have washi tape stuck on there. I miss you. Let's celebrate you. Miss you actually might look kind of nice right there. Miss you. Yeah. So I could pull in one of the circles from this world, or I happen to have one of these guys. What's he going to look like? I think he's he feels a little big. And so will the other guy. I think I'll just maybe cut around this. Miss you. And I will do this guy in, I think just the soft color there. And I have that right here. We'll stamp that guy up. Thank you for coming back, you guys. Sorry about that. Oh, you know what? Unless I plug it in, it's going to go down to 10% really fast, and I'll be in exactly the same boat. There we go. Plugged in. Sorry about that. Whew. I wasn't thinking with my noggin, was I? Okay. And just looking for a little piece of white. Now, will I find one more thing? Let's see. This is a cool little piece. Will Miss You fit on there? If it does, that'll be perfect. I don't think it will. No. Rats. That was such a cute little piece. Hang on a second. I think that's Alan Jackson I'm singing, isn't it? Don't rock the jukebox. Something in a country mile. I don't think that's right. Okay, here we go. So I always like to stamp just for a few seconds, let it sit solid. With a photopolymer, you are best to stamp on a little piece of foam, but you can fake it when you need to. And then I'll just cut this around a little tiny bit, if I can find some scissors. So a little circle would work okay. I'm just roughly shaping around this. I have a little Miss You and I'll pop that guy up. Probably do a little something better with that, but I think there's potential there. Yeah. Okay, so that's that guy. Ta-da! And I really got to fix the gems, but that's that. Now, what else did I have as an idea? I had a couple more thinking. Clicking here. 1 second, because I'm now blocked in my brain. And I didn't, yeah, I was going to say, I did not actually pull a whole bunch of these guys over. Oh. Okay. And then we did this guy. This guy here, I saw somebody, so I would cut this in half, and then I saw somebody cut along this line, and that made a little something as well. So basically, I'd definitely be cutting this in half and doing a whole bunch of fun stuff with it. The way that it's supposed to look is with a little diamond. So that's super nice. And then you add in some stamping and this lovely piece. And there's so many things that you could do around that as well. But definitely you want to multiply this guy out for sure. And then likewise with this piece as well, I've seen quite a few wonderful alternatives to that as well. And that piece is here and super fun. So it's a very, very big piece. It's already all cut out. So it kind of works nicely, I think, on my fold actually. So I wouldn't put it necessarily on this one, but I could. Yeah, it's pretty like that too. It's very pretty like that. But you could do lots of different ideas with that one. And you definitely, this one, by cutting this guy in half and using part of this guy also would look really pretty. And you could put a couple different, you can cut him out. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to cut him. Actually, I will cut him first. So I have this lovely little piece. And he is squared off at the top, so I've got to watch that a little bit. So then I will square him off at the bottom as well. So that'll work out nicely. And then this guy is beautiful, but he just needs to get cut where I was monkeying around. Nice. And I'll keep that square probably. So then that will go down on the thing. So I'm going to go and cut this guy in half. And we'll mount up this guy. It'll look really nice. So he is at 4 1/4 that you need to cut him at. And I will cut him down to 5 1/4 by 4. And then he's going to get mounted onto pretty green. Mossy Meadow. I don't know if that's Mossy Meadow. What is the other green color they're talking about there, of which they speak? Sorry, hold 1 minute, please. And then this guy is going to go down to 4 and 1 1/4. Oh, this would be interesting. I don't know what this is going to do, you guys. Oh, yeah. I don't know, I'm winging it. You guys know I do that kind of sometimes. Ay. Okay. Oh, that worked out kind of nice. So fold this guy in half. And I always cut these guys the other way, but I was thinking, well, I can do a few different things with this guy, but apparently, because I've got him like this, I could put this guy this way, but that doesn't work quite as nicely unless I do something more. But if I do it this way, I'm not sure that I love it on the green. And I think I would probably put it onto a little piece of white underneath there. And I put the brown here. I feel like I would mount it onto a darker brown to boot. Okay, I'm gonna get a little piece of white underneath there. Have you guys ever tried to do extra stuff with your, I know that we did them with our kids the other day. And if you've gotten Paper Pumpkin before, do you watch all the girls that do all the alternatives and have fun figuring out what you would like to do with them? It definitely can be quite fun, I think. Is this 5.5? It is. Come here, my little one. And then I got one quick more little idea for you, and we'll call it a day. But there's so many, and then all of a sudden, instead of 9 cards, you have at least 18 and more, like so many more. It's just hard to choose of which you will use, kind of thing. So we'll do that. And then this guy's going to come in here. This guy is going to come in here. And I might change this up to be pink, actually. And that would lead me to have this below there. Oh, and you know what? There's one totally like that. They did, what I'm seeing is this is yellow. It's totally dark pink. And they took this other piece and squared him up. So I'm totally looking, I totally see this on, what do you call it? So I'm going to square that guy up and then come along here and cut this. So that's really pretty. That's nice. And then this hello is in a darker color. So I'll put it lovely, even though that's not quite, but you know what I mean? So then you have that. That's nice, hey? Woohoo! 2 thumbs up for that. So that's a nice one. This one, I do like this idea. I will probably put it onto a pink background though, and I think I would go with something that way. Yeah, I don't like it sideways. I have to have it this way. Yeah, okay, so I have to work with that little piece still some. But this is a lovely idea. And like I said, you could have this, and then you can bring in a lovely pink bow as well. Boo, boo, boo. All right, so the final one that I had actually that I think is kind of fun, and I do think this looks better, although that looked really pretty when I just pulled it in here. But a little tiny bit of grounding isn't a bad idea. Well, maybe I don't need it. Right now, I just kind of like it like that. Okay? And then the other idea that I saw, and it was kind of fun, is to take this beautiful envelope, and they basically put this in behind here. So it'd have to be just a little bit larger. And so a regular card actually, size. I think this is too little. Yeah. Regular card size. Gluing the flap onto here, building this up. So now I could have this on here. This is all glued down, so this whole thing could be glued. Hang on one second. So I'm using this flap a little bit. This is definitely Timid Tiger. That's interesting to me. And they're all the same color. Okay. The screen is not working for me. Hang on a second. Timid Tiger in pink is really pretty. Not today, though. Timid Tiger and Calypso is really pretty. Okay, so gluing that down and then creating my card that I'd like here. And again, I'm going to pull in some of this. Would look good. And then a word in the middle here. So that'll be nice. And again, this lovely circle with some nice words on there in navy. And then when you open the card, so this is going to be messed up because, hold on, I know what I can do. Okay. When you open the card, this is just supposed to be one sheet, just FYI. Then you could tuck a little surprise and a gift card in here. And then you just have a piece of paper here. Like, where did that white piece go? Right? And you could just have that on there. And that could be your card, but it's already a gift card. What a cool idea that is, hey? So that is Laura Secchi from Canada had that lovely idea. I can't remember how she finished it, but I just remember that she had a piece of paper glued to the front, to the flap, and you basically open the flap and there was place for your words and there. And you could also, you could have a little tiny bit of something pretty on here playing as well, kind of, right? What a neat idea, hey? All right. So there's a few different card alternatives for you. And I think lovely ideas. It is still available. It's a couple dollars less than it should be, which is also kind of fun. And yeah, I highly recommend that. Let's see if I put a block on here. That's so attractive, Lori. Anyways, all right, ladies. Hopefully I gave you some fodder, some food for thought. And I had fun playing. That's what I wanted to do anyway. So there we go. I got to golf and then play. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will look forward to seeing you guys Friday night with cocktails and cards at 8. It'll be great. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.